If you want to perfect your final coat of buttercream on your cake, watch this video and I will show you in real time in under 3 minutes. First things first, I've crumb coated the cake, so this crumb coat is already chilled and hard. The key to getting a perfectly smooth final coat is starting with a perfectly smooth buttercream. Make sure your buttercream has no air bubbles in it. You want your buttercream to be silky smooth and not too thick. I use a mock Swiss meringue buttercream. I've added a lot of buttercream on the top of the cake, more than I think I need. Now I'm using my metal angled spatula. I'm using a large one as the cake is an 8-inch 3-layer cake. I'm making the top of the cake flat, and doing so that pushes the buttercream down to the sides of the cake. I'm using my angled spatula to smooth the top, and then I'm going in on the sides. I'm spreading the buttercream all around the cake, all around the sides, and pushing it further down. Also, I'm trying to remove any air bubbles on the cake by going back and forth with my offset metal spatula. Try and avoid using any plastic tools like a plastic turntable or plastic scraper or anything plastic. Try and avoid. You can get this metal turntable off Amazon. You can get the metal offset spatulas off Amazon in different sizes. I have all my baking and cake decorating essentials linked in my Amazon storefront in the link in my bio. Once I finish covering the cake in buttercream, I'm just smoothing out the cake with the same tool one last time to remove any air bubbles. Okay, so once that's all done, I'm now starting on the top of the cake. I'm making sure the top of the cake is flat before I go in with smoothing. Then I'm going in with a metal scraper and I'm smoothing the cake from one side of the top to the other side of the top. I do this a couple of times until it's completely smooth. Okay, so the top is done. Now I'm smoothing the sides. I'm holding the scraper up straight, but it does rest at an angle on the cake because you want to smooth the cake, not scrape off the buttercream that you've just applied on. As you can see, there's lots of gaps in the cake, which is completely fine. What we're going to do is fill those up with buttercream. I usually just use the buttercream that's on the scraper and add more if needed. So while I'm filling up the gaps, I'm just looking around and making sure there's no air bubbles. If there is, what you can do is pop it first, then fill it with buttercream and then smooth. This part is what takes the longest: smoothing, filling gaps, smoothing. Right, so all the holes are filled. I'm now smoothing with my metal scraper. When you smooth the cake, you will naturally get that bit of buttercream on the top of the cake. Depending on the design of the cake, you can either leave that bit at the top or just cut it off. You can use any flat tool and slowly drag the tool across the top and cut it off. Or you can leave it in the fridge to harden and then cut it off when it's hard. Or leave it on. I think it looks quite nice actually, depending on the cake. As you can see, it's all smooth now and the cake is finished. There will be one line on the cake and I usually place that at the back of the cake.